Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Codebreakers Episode 6. Now, if you remember from last episode, we were introduced to a new character, a few actually, Mr. Tabata and his daughter Chasa. Now, sadly, Mr. Tabata dies in the last episode by Ogami, so that was short-lived, but he was mostly killed because he was trafficking organs from his research facility. But see, it was for a good cause. It was for his daughter Chasa, which needs an organ transplant. But sadly, Mr. Tabata was doing this for the right reasons, but how he was going about doing it was so wrong. So wrong, that's all I can say. Now, we also find out we see a little good side of Ogami, kind of, because he saves Chasa to a point where he says, "You can come after me after you get stronger." That was meant not to be a threat to her or a challenge. It was basically for her to keep living on, so she has something to live toward. Now, we also see Mr. Tabata's assistant or aide, Mr. Tatsun, outside talking to Hitomi on the phone, telling him everything that's happening. But before you know it, you see Toki. He's outside. He's overhearing all this crap, and he's like, "Let me see who's, give me the phone. I want to see who you're talking to. Who's your boss?" Now, before he could actually find out, apparently Hitomi uses his codebreaker powers to stun Mr. Tatsun, and Tatsun commits suicide. That was kind of interesting. Now, Toki did manage to pick up the phone to find out who it was. Now, I believe he already knows it's Hitomi. I think he was just trying to confirm it. Now, we're taken to a different scene in last episode where we see the Prime Minister. We find out all these kids that were at this specific research facility, they've moved to the 4th research facility. So that was kind of interesting. But what's even more interesting, we see Yokahina in the background. He could have killed the Prime Minister anytime he wanted to, and he works for Hitomi. So what's the connection between the Prime Minister and Hitomi? What is this? I mean, you see Yokahina in the back. Now, if the Prime Minister was my enemy, and I'm the villain, I think I would have probably taken him out by now. I mean, Yokina was right behind him. But again, that was last episode, and this is a new episode, so let's dive right in. Now again, I'll keep my comment and my rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right in. Now we open up the episode with the news channel being on, and we see a fire has broken out at Mr. Tabata's residence, and they find his body. Don't know how that's possible considering Ogami burned it, but apparently they came to the conclusion that it was set by Mr. Tabata smoking, even though he wasn't known for smoking. Now that was just, government set all that crap up just so they wouldn't have the research facility found out, of course. Now we're taken to a different scene where we see the Prime Minister and Toki. Toki's in a suit and they're having breakfast. And I guess you hear the Prime Minister, he appears to be like Toki's father, but I'm pretty sure they're not, father and son, because Toki denounces that and says, "Well, you're not my father and I'm not your son." So that was kind of funny. But again, I just thought I'd bring that up. Now we're taken to a different scene. I thought it was kind of interesting. We're introduced to a new character. Now, I thought it was a guy, but no, it's a woman. It is most definitely a woman. I actually had to not only rewatch a couple clips worth of it, but check it out on Wiki just to do a background check on this character. Her name is Rui Hichojo. I'm not even going to pronounce the last name. I'm not going there. Anyway, her name is Rui, and she tells Ogami that Eden is displeased with how he's treating Sakura, how he's handling it, and wants him, instead of what he's doing, to protect Sakura now, become her bodyguard. So that was kind of interesting. I just thought I'd bring that up as well. Now, after that little meeting with the new character, we're at Sakura's high school. Now everyone's acting weird toward Ogami, but we don't know why. But I just thought I'd bring that up as well. But taken to a WTF moment, we see Masami. He's in the middle of the hallway. He has to sit down at a table reading erotica out loud, like poetry and whatnot. And Miss Kanda actually overhears it. He's like, "You gotta stop. You can't do this." And he's like, "Well, it's not erotica, it's sensuality." I'm like, "Oh, well, what's the difference? You're still reading provocative crap in the middle of a hall in a school." But I just thought that was a WTF moment. Like, who does that? Nah, I'd probably do that just to get laughs. But sorry, I digress. Moving on to the next scene, which I thought was also quite interesting. We see Ogami finally finding out why is everyone acting weird, because in his mind he thought, well, if Sakura tells anyone he's a codebreaker, he's going to burn him alive. But that wasn't the case. In fact, everyone inside the classroom were throwing a welcoming party for Ogami. And they give, I guess, one of the students gives him all their names and stuff so they can remember him, because they're like, well, you're going to be with us for the next year, so you may as well get to know us. So I was like, aw. I thought that was a cute moment there. But, again, we see Ogami and Sakura going to the rooftop, and he's trying to memorize all these names. He knows everyone now, but he's hiding it. Sakura can see right through all this crap. She can see it, because she can read them now. Now we're seeing a different scene now. We see Toki. He's in pain, and we don't know why. Yeah, Toki. He's in pain. We don't know where he's at. He looks like he's, I guess, walking through the city, but he's in pain. And I don't like seeing him in pain, because he's a good guy. In my opinion, he's definitely a good guy. But that was that scene. The next following scene, we actually see the Prime Minister mentioning he's getting this information that 43 of his agents have gone missing. And it's, I guess, probably because of Hitomi. Yeah. But we finally, now this is a confirmation. Hitomi he's an ex-codebreaker. And the first one, he's codebreaker number 1. So, and that's what we found out with the Prime Minister, that little information. But I'm curious, where did these 43 agents actually go? We don't know yet. But we're taking to a different scene. We see Yukina and Hitomi, and you see them talking, and it's like, good morning. 43 of the agents. Now, I didn't do a head count because we didn't see all of them, but it looks like they're all the missing agents that the Prime Minister mentioned. Now, of course, they're all dead, and we get to notice, this is where we notice a big thing of what Hitomi's power is. He can control people that he's killed, I guess, or that are dead. He reanimates them, but they can't think for themselves, but he's controlling them. So that was kind of interesting. Now we're taken to a different scene where we see Sakura and Ogami, and it looks like they're about to leave school. Well, not exactly, but they see something outside the window. They see all these guys in suits, which were the missing 43 agents apparently, and Hitomi sent them to the school. And they push this old man to the side, and they're walking in, and obviously Ogami jumps down to take them out. And this is what got me a little interested. Ogami takes him out, but he's in pain, just like Toki was. Now he's in pain, but we don't know why. So that's where we're at. We see Ogami, he's weak, but there's more. Now he's being attacked by these 43 different agents, and he's burning all the bodies alive as much as he can. Now, out of nowhere, we see Masami. I almost pronounced his name wrong. I pronounce it Masami. Now we see Masami. He's watching from the distance, but he's not doing anything. Now, at first I thought maybe he had something to do with this. Now, that was my assumption during that scene, but I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. On the next scene, we actually see, now this is a WTF moment. Mrs. Kanda appear out of nowhere in a suit, like a short suit, with a machine gun, shooting all these guys randomly. And it was like, what? Aren't you the teacher? She has no powers that I'm aware of, but she's using a machine gun to take everyone out, and she calls Ogami Master. And I was like, what? So, was she the one on the phone that Ogami's been talking to? Well, we don't know. I'm just putting that out there. She works for Ogami. She called him Master. Just pointing that out. That was kind of interesting. So she's there to save the day while Ogami's in pain. Now, that really didn't do too much, but again, amazing to see her in that outfit, amazing to see her jump out of nowhere to save the day, so that was interesting. Now, again, out of nowhere, we are introduced, we have another character, which we already know who he is. His name is Yuki, and he has the red hair, which is what I like to see. I like characters with red hair. Now, I thought he was going to save the day. Now, he comes out of nowhere, looks like he's about to save the day, but he doesn't, although he was there to save the day. You see Masami, now he gets off of his high horse and he joins in. So this is why I don't consider him a villain or a bad guy, because he actually saves the day. He uses his light attack, so he uses light as his codebreaker ability to save the day. Now that was, again, very interesting. I didn't see that coming. Now again, we see Masami. He says to Ogami that, we'll see, Ogami's now completely in pain because he tried to follow the other agents into the school. He's passed out, kind of, and Masami mentions, yeah, he's lost. And I was like, well, what does that mean, he's lost? We don't know. And then we do a little cutscene with Yuki. I'm sorry, I said Yuki, I mean Toki. And Toki he's like, apparently he's also lost, and he's passed out, and he looks like he's shrunk or like a kid now. That must just be me, but it looks like he's shrunk. But now he's passed out in some random alley. But that's where the episode ends. Now, final thoughts. What does being lost actually mean within this anime series? What does that mean to you? Are you dying, losing your power, maybe aging less? I don't know. I'm just curious. Ogami, are you okay? Toki, are you okay? We don't know. Also, Yuki, why did you show up out of nowhere? Who called you? Was it an instinct thing, or did Miss Kanda call you? We don't know. And speaking of Miss Kanda, what is your connection with Ogami? You called him master. Does that mean you work for them? Are you his protector? Family servant? We don't know. And okay, Masami, what side are you on? And why did you choose at the last moment to jump in? Were you trying to watch Ogami to see when he was going to be lost? Just to point that out? We don't know. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. Now for my rating, I'm feeling comfortable giving this a 4 out of 5, to be honest. There wasn't a lot of battle scenes, but you know, we were introduced to a few new characters. Mostly Kanda. Miss Kanda, we already knew who she was, but to find out that she actually may or may not work for Ogami and wears that outfit, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now we were also introduced to another character who was on a bike, a motorcycle. Her name was Roi. Her last name is, I'm trying to pronounce this right, so don't shoot the messenger if I get this wrong. Hachoji. Her name's Hachoji. Sorry, sounds funny how I said it though. And again, she is a female character. She apparently is a code breaker, and she also works for Eden. So again, I felt comfortable giving this a 4 out of 5, basically because we were introduced to a few more characters, and everything feels like it's coming all together now. So that, again, 4 out of 5. Now that ends it for my walkthrough and review for Codebreaker Episode 6. Again, comment down below, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe above, and let me know what you thought. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you want. And definitely let me know what you think that may happen in the next episode, because I'm definitely interested, so definitely comment as much as you want. I still have 2 more walkthroughs and reviews to do, so definitely tune in later or tomorrow morning, because I'm definitely doing Magi. I have to do Magi. I love it right now. It's getting good. So again, definitely tune in for that. But again, that ends it for now, and I gotta say it, can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.